I went up to work in the oil patch, northern Alberta, and I right away found an industry that I liked. You know, I'd been out of school for quite some time, was seeking a direction, but the minute I landed on SAIT's campus, I knew I was in the right place.
Dennis Chorney, when I first met him, was somewhat of a skinny little kid who came from Quill Lake, walked into my office as a goose hunter and a hockey player, and seemed to think that he should be in petroleum technology for a career.
When he found this program at SAIT, having worked in the oil industry for a period of time prior to that, I think that's when he really saw direction.
So I graduated in the spring of 1975. I had 7 offers, as I recall, to go to work. I chose to go to work for the company called Pan-Canadian Petroleum Limited. I worked from my way from the bottom to a vice president's role in the company. And they were a very progressive company in terms of training and allowing people to reach their potential.
We're a young company, we're young people, filled with ideas, and Dennis was an integral part of that. One of the things that we concluded fairly early on with Dennis after I'd gotten to know him is that we should encourage him to, with the company's support, to get his engineering degree.
Another friend of mine at that time that I graduated with from SAIT found a program in Butte, Montana. The two of us collaborated and ended up being the first 2 transfer students from SAIT down to Montana Tech. And I went right back to Pan-Canadian, and sure enough, they moved me ahead even further. I've said to anybody who would listen over the last 30 years that everything I really needed to know to be successful in this business, I learned in those 2 years at SAIT.
So after he left SAIT, we had an opportunity to work together on quite a number of occasions teaching, and Dennis was excellent at doing the parts that I didn't know anything about.
So the experience of being an instructor at SAIT was gratifying, because I had already realized the value of the education there. I got to admit I was a little bit nervous to get back there to start with, again, because a lot of people in those classes they had field experience. They were knowledgeable. I managed to hire a lot of very, very good technologists from there.
So Dennis as a teacher was very easy to understand. He came at it from a very practical point of view. And reservoir engineering can be very technical and theoretical, but the way Dennis communicated and articulated the course, I found it very easy to learn from him.
He loves his job. Dennis loves his job, and he's passionate about it. And to now have both of his boys kind of walking in those footsteps, his only hope now is that they will find the same joy and passion in this career that he has found.
I kind of took the same route that my dad did in regards to schooling and education, going to SAIT, and then from there going down to Montana in the States to university. And it's been interesting as you meet people along the way that remember who he was, and there's always a family name, and it's really opened doors.
Seeing my dad doing what he does when it comes to work kind of instilled the values of determination and commitment into me. You have to pick what you like, choose something, and stick to it.
My dad was always there for me as my guinea pig. He would let me cut his hair and be like, "Dash, I need a trim." Even if it was the worst haircut ever, he'd still say it was the best haircut.
For him to be receiving this Distinguished Alumni Award is just the icing on the cake for him.
He's very, very deserving of the award, in my opinion. He's contributed highly not only to the oil and gas community in general in Calgary, but he has been a very staunch supporter of SAIT and SAIT's programs here.
Well, I think Dennis is a good candidate for this award, not only because of the time that he devoted to teaching back in the early 80s, but his relationship with SAIT over the years.
One of the most powerful things I can say about any individual is that they've made a difference. You've made a difference to SAIT and a lot of the people in SAIT, and I think the schools recognize that in naming you as their distinguished alumnus.
Thank you very much for setting a path for me to follow, and I'm really proud of you, and congratulations.
We love you very much, and I can't think of anyone who deserves this more than you do.
Congratulations, Dad, on your Distinguished Alumni Award. We're so very proud of you, and we love you very much.
What a journey we've been on. And I just want to thank you for choosing me as your partner for this journey. I've loved every minute of it. This award that SAIT is honoring you with today, well deserved. Congratulations.